I'm hiking to the most remote train station in the UK, 12 miles from any public road. It'll take me at least 2 days to get there and back. I'll be passing by mountains on the way and while camping at a scenic loch. Come along for the adventure. I've just left my start point at a loch that I cannot pronounce, but I'll put the name up on the screen. And I'm starting on a Land Rover track. I'm not sure how long this track is going to last, but I'll definitely take it right now. There's quite a lot of mist hanging in the glens this morning, but I'm hoping that starts to burn away as the day goes on. But it's not raining and there's not too much wind, so I'm happy. I'd be following the 4x4 track for quite a distance, leading me away from civilization. And with no wind or rain to impact my hiking, I was able to cover good ground and still enjoy the scenery around me. Probably about half a mile off to my left is the railway line. I think it's called the West Highland Railway Line. And I think it goes Rannoch Station, then Corrour Station, which is the one I'm hiking to, the most remote one in the UK. And then I'm not too sure which station is after that. It goes through sort of Kinlochleven and up to Fort William. So there might be a train station at Kinlochleven, but I'm not sure. But it's a pretty amazing train. I think it's the Caledonian Sleeper. Would definitely be good fun to go on that. The views would be absolutely amazing, but it's nicer to hike, 100%. There's a bit of a rainbow up ahead. I don't know if you can make that out in the camera, but the cloud is definitely starting to lift. You can see the sun peeking through. What a view though. That's amazing. It's about 21 miles the circuit I'm following. So it's a pretty decent length over 2 days. And the idea is I'm going to camp at Loch Ossian, but I'm just going to take it as it comes. I'm out in nature and there's absolutely no rush. I'll camp where I camp and I'm sure it'll be amazing wherever it is. Not too sure what that bird is, but definitely looks like a bird of prey. It's absolutely huge. Maybe I am the prey. It looks like it's circling me. Definitely need to get a move on. Don't want to be eaten by an eagle. Great signage there, just in case you were thinking of going off there. Brilliant. Oh, right. Let's get this off. I've only done about 2.5 miles, but I'm absolutely starving already, so I'm gonna get some food. It's about 12 o'clock anyways, so take this rock as an opportunity for lunch. Tesco meal deal, can't go wrong. With some pretty amazing views. Oh, that was absolutely amazing. I needed that so badly. But I've got some miles to do, so I'm gonna get a move on. I was back on the move, heading deeper into the wilderness. The rainbow ahead of me felt like a sign of good things to come, so I continued on with an optimistic outlook about what was around the corner. Oh wow, look at these views. That is amazing. That is Blackwater Reservoir you can see there. And I think that's looking into the Blackmount and maybe the Buchan, all the mountains around Glencoe. That is amazing, what a view. I've seen those mountains 100 times, but I've never seen them from this angle. So, although that is Rannoch Moor, which again I've seen so many times, feels like a new area. So fun when you come to new places. So many places in Scotland to explore. So much fun. I think that might be the Corbett that sits behind Corrour Station. That looks pretty amazing as well with the snow on it. The gravel track is turned into sand, so it's slowing me down quite a bit. Oh, that's taking me back to when I did the Iron Coast away, walking along the beaches. Sand is just a nightmare to walk on. It slows you down so much. I just saw the first train I've seen today heading along the railway line, and it was only 2 carriages. I'm not sure how often the Caledonian Sleeper runs, but hopefully we'll see it today. Hopefully it just pulls into the station as soon as we get there. That would be ideal. Progress was slightly slower on the sandy track, but that seemed to work in my favour. With expansive views over Rannoch Moor by my side, I wasn't bothered about taking it slow and soaking up the breathtaking views. This route is absolutely amazing. The views over Rannoch Moor are incredible, and I've just been looking around, and other than the train tracks which blend in anyway, I don't think I can see a single person or any man-made structures at all. It just feels so remote. It's not actually that remote, like I'm only about, I think 5 miles in, but it just feels incredible. It just feels like a completely different world. Absolutely amazing. Typical for Scotland, the weather didn't know what it wanted to do. For most of the journey, the rain stayed off, but as I headed further into the mountains, the clouds seemed more ominous, and soon enough, the rain arrived. Right, there's actually quite a decent bit of rain. I'm getting quite close. It's pretty much just down and over those mountains you can see behind me, but I'm actually getting really wet. It's not like heavy rain, but it's just that sort of misty rain that clings to you and gets you soaking. So I'm going to get some waterproofs on. That is much better. Oh, right, let's get down to that train station. I'm just descending down to Loch Ossian now, so I'm not too far from Corrour station, and the rain's just on and off currently, but I'm not actually too bothered about the rain. As long as it's like not too heavy, it's not too much of a hassle. It's just when it's really windy that you start to get quite cold, but as long as you've got waterproofs, which I've got on, you know, you're okay. As I approached the station, it all came together perfectly. The rain clouds started to disappear, and the views opened up all around, revealing snow-covered mountains in every direction. After almost 13 miles of walking, I'm just approaching Corrour station, the most remote train station in the UK. And not only is it the most remote train station, it's actually the highest up as well. It's up at about 500 metres, and it's, what a location. Absolutely amazing. It's just surrounded by mountains. It's so peaceful, so quiet. I've not seen anyone else yet. Pretty amazing. Built in 1894, Corrour Station sits isolated amongst the Scottish Highlands. The station has a cafe, perfect for travellers needing a break, where you can sit and enjoy the view of nearby Corbett, Leam Uliam. As well as the cafe, there's a nearby youth hostel with a view of Loch Ossian, perfect for an overnight stay. Sitting at 410 metres above sea level, you feel as though you're right in the heart of the Scottish mountains. I sat and watched as a train came into the station, feeling a sense of pride that I had hiked here instead. I watched the train head off into what seemed like nowhere, and in a matter of seconds, it was just me in the mountains again. Well, I could not have timed that better if I tried. How lucky is that? As soon as I get there, a train rolls into the station. It was only 2 carriages, but that's still so cool. Literally so lucky. There's not another one until about 6:30, which is about 2 to 2.5 hours away from now. I can't believe how lucky that is. I'll definitely take it. But I need to go and find somewhere to pitch now. I've still got about an hour and 15 minutes of daylight, but I want to find somewhere before it starts to get dark. So yeah, I'm just going to head towards Loch Ossian and see if I can find a good spot. I don't know if that's rain that I can see coming from those clouds just over the loch, but hopefully it isn't. Hopefully we can make it there before the rain starts. Tell you what, it's starting to get cold now. It's definitely dropped a couple of degrees in the past half an hour. I'll be glad to get this tent pitched, get nice and warm. I passed by the youth hostel and headed along the shores of Loch Ossian. With the sunlight fading, I was keen to find somewhere to pitch, and soon enough I came across the perfect camping spot. Oh, this is really cool. I think this is the spot. There's a bit of flat ground just here. I'm going to pitch the tent, and the loch is just down there. This is absolutely beautiful. Looks perfect. Let's get the tent up. What an amazing spot that is. You can actually hardly see the tent as well. And those are the views. Amazing. I'm completely out of water and apparently the sun set 15 minutes ago. So I'm going to have to get some water quickly. I'm going to either get it from the loch, which is just behind me, or I'll try and look for a wee stream. I can hear one by the tent, but sometimes those streams are a bit dodgy, so I might just get it from the loch and then filter it and we'll be all good. This is the direction I came along. That is the core bit that overlooks Corrour station, and the youth hostel is somewhere down there at the end of the loch. And tomorrow I'll be heading along that path and then back up into the forest to join the path I was on originally. That is me back in the tent. Ended up having to get the water from the loch and then filter it, which took ages. So it's about 6:15 now. It's dark outside. I'm absolutely starving. I've got one of these Wayfarer chili and rice packs, which will do the job. They're not that nice, but it's food and it'll be warm, so I'm going to get this jet boil going, get some hot food. Right, it's been about 10 minutes, so I'm going to try this chili and rice, see if it's any decent. It's nice and warm. Where's my spork? Oh, there's. Yeah, it's alright. Gonna eat this pretty fast. I'm starving. Well, that got absolutely demolished. I was so hungry, man. That was actually pretty nice. I've got some chili heatwave Doritos for dessert, so gonna eat them as well. And then probably just chill, maybe watch a film. I don't get any service here, so I've downloaded a couple films. I'll probably watch them, because it's only 6:10 right now and it's pitch black outside. That's just what it's like in the winter time in Scotland, but I'm not going to complain. This has been such a good adventure so far. Morning everyone. Had a great sleep last night. It was just so peaceful. There was pretty much no wind the entire night, and then there was just light rain throughout the night, just sending me right off to sleep. I'm going to get all my stuff packed up now and then get on the road, because I've got a long journey back to civilization. I've left that Land Rover track now, and I'm now onto a boggy trail, winding its way up through the woods. I think I stay on this for about 2 miles, and then I join back onto the 4x4 track that brought me down to Loch Ossian, and then from there it'll just be back the same way I came. I'm back on this 7 mile long beach now. You just sink into this path. It's tough, but I absolutely love wee trails like that I was just on. They get you places that roads can't go. I think I might have actually split up a herd of deer though. Like, one was off to my left taking the higher ground, and then the rest of them just sprinted for the forest down by the loch side. So hopefully they reunite. The cloud is so low lying today. Still amazing views over Rannochmoor though. I made my way back along the path, taking in the impressive sights I had seen the day before. Around 10 miles, and 3 hours later, I was approaching the loch where the adventure began. I'm not too far from my start point now. What a great route that was. Thoroughly recommend. So much fun. Really enjoyed it. Hopefully you enjoyed it as well. If you have and you want to see more like it, feel free to subscribe. It's completely free and it really helps the channel out. And I'll hopefully see you guys next time for another adventure.